Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. So today I kind of have something a little bit different. Sorry, I just sounded really funny. Something a little bit different that I wanted to show you guys. I wanted to show you what I bought for my daughter's birthday Afghan. So as I showed you in another video, and some of you that may not know, I asked my girls to go through my pattern books and pick out an Afghan they would like me to make them for their birthday. Well, one of them picked out a very pretty, it's called Brown-Eyed Susan Afghan. So it's a Brown-Eyed Susan, and I got to make 48 squares with a Brown-Eyed Susan. And then it has this like a peacock blue and then yellow and then blue again. So I make 48 of those squares and I put them all together and then her Afghan's done. The youngest did not pick something so simple. She picked out this. So that is Afghan stitch, 3 panels, and then you go back and you cross stitch the mallards into the Afghan. I'm not an expert, but I would say I'm a little more than a beginner in cross stitch, so no problems there. I can do the cross stitch. Tunisian crochet is a little on the newer side for me, so I just started out by using just boy ones that I found at thrift stores or resale shops, and I just started practicing. And I kept thinking, you know, I've knitted on bamboo knitting needles, and that is my favorite knitting needles to knit on is bamboo. I love bamboo. So I thought, you know, I like to get a nice higher end set of Tunisian crochet hooks. So I looked into it, and the ones that I found that I wanted to try the most was Clover. This set. And I thought, I want to try this because I think I would really like the wood, and it's Clover. All of my crochet hooks are Clover, so I thought I would definitely like this. So I bought this off Amazon. This is on the expensive side, but it comes with 9 different hooks. It comes with is that the same? It comes with, holy cow, that one's long. I didn't know that one was that long. Dang. Let's see. So these two were in one little pocket. Let me get this wrapped back up. Holy cow, I did not know that one was that long. And then it comes with these two. So there's a little one and then a little longer one. And I don't know the lengths. I don't think it was on my little, the case this came in. Because online, on Amazon, I looked all over and I couldn't find it on the little plastic. And then, of course, it comes with one extra that I'm working on. So that was 5 of the cables. And the cables are really like a noodle. Like, it's not like, you know, how for those of you that would know that knitting needles that have the cable in the middle, some of them are so stiff that it doesn't move or anything. Those really move. They're nice. And then you get in this little pocket, you get a little foam piece with 5, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. 5 of the little stoppers that goes on the end to stop your work from falling off your cable. I just thought that was adorable. And then this is like a canvas feeling, and you just fold it, bring this around, tuck it in like that, and then just pull it, and there you go. That's how that stays. But I wanted to show it to you because I was really impressed with how it works. I got everything on the end down here. So, I mean, look at that. That's sliding right through all of those loops. I don't want to pull it off, but look at that. No problem. But anyway, I'm really happy I bought these. I highly recommend them. The only thing I will say is it is a bit of an adjustment if you are not used to the Susan Bates style head of a crochet hook. If you're not used to that, this is a bit of an adjustment just because that head has such that, you know, that sharp indentation. I don't have any problem with it splitting my yarn at all. It's just a little bit of an adjustment to get used to that head. Other than that, I like it. The yarn slides right off there. Now learning, you know, practicing my technique, that's a little different. That has taken me a little time, which, I mean, that's the way it is with anything. But I mean, it just glides right through there. Just like that. Once you get on a roll, you got to keep going. But yeah, I'm super happy with this. Of course, I didn't need one this long, so I just grabbed one and put it on there. But it makes me excited and hopeful that I can make my daughter this Afghan, and it's going to come out good. So the purpose of I call them alligator clips. I don't know what those actually are called. I put those on there just because it helps keep my work from rolling up, which Tunisian Crochet does that regardless, because the tension that's on the front of the work, it just naturally wants to roll up. So if I put that there, it keeps my work from rolling up, so then I can see what I'm doing. And I'm doing good. I'm proud of myself. So this is just my little practice panel. That's all I'm doing is I'm starting out with, you know, practicing my Tunisian crochet and, you know, mastering the art of, you know, your uniform stitches, the tension, everything nice and neat. That's what I want to get down first before I start cross stitching. So I think I'm just going to probably do like a panel or like a little swatch just until I get, you know, the hang of it. But here, so I just did the reverse pass. This is the forward pass. Well, let me get close so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm going under the front, that bar at the front, and just sliding up a loop. That is my little stopper hitting my camera stand. But yeah, I mean, no tension whatsoever. Everything is just sliding right through there. I'm going to try to do it by looking at my camera and not my hands. I can't do it. I got to look at my hands. That was 2. But yeah, I mean, I'm happy with it. I'm super happy with this. I can't wait to dive into this and just spend an hour, you know, a couple hours just sitting there back and forth, working on it. Okay, so the other thing I wanted to show you that I got off Amazon that I was so excited when I seen this because I thought this is what I have been looking for. So I'm going to take this apart real quick. So everybody has seen these, right? This is a swatch gauge, so you can count the stitches per inch. I think it has centimeters too. I think it's centimeters. Yeah, I think it's inches and then centimeters maybe. I don't know. It doesn't say. It just says 1 to 4, which I know that's 4 inches, but then it says 1 to 10 right there, so I'm assuming that's centimeters. It doesn't have, you know, cm next to it or anything. So everybody knows what this is, right? This is to gauge or find out the size of your knitting needles. So if you don't know, you just pick your knitting needle and you put it through the hole, and that tells you the size. Here's the US size up here. There you go. See it? It's backwards to you guys, I know, but so you just take your knitting needle, you insert that, and you know your knitting needle size. Well, my thing is that I have so many crochet hooks or Afghan hooks that that don't have the size. I lost my color. That doesn't have the size of the crochet hook on it, and you can't use that because you can't put the head of a crochet hook through that hole. Look at that. Look at this. This is exactly what I have been needing that I didn't even know existed. This. So what you do is you take your crochet hook, and so I'm going to just do it facing you guys, and I'm going to find, so I didn't tell you guys what size hook this is, so I'm going to show you how we can figure it out. So I know it's not going into these, right? And I know that's way too big. So what I'm doing is I'm putting the hook in here, waiting until I feel one that's kind of feels like it'll fit, but I'm going to go to the next one. Well, that don't fit. So it's got to be this one. So if we did this right, this is a size 5 millimeter. See? 5 millimeter. And so it's not fitting into that one, but it is that one. So that should be 5 millimeter. An H. So I have never seen one of these. I have always wanted something to find out the size of all of these crochet hooks or Afghan hooks that I don't have this. It doesn't have the size on them. And I can finally find the size. I was super happy with that. So the purchase, actually, you get both of these. This was on here like this. And then this was inside. Like, well, come on now. There we go. Oh, pardon me. It came just like that. Highly recommend that. That little piece in the middle is perfect. And I have so many of these things. I'm okay with having another one, but I really wanted that one. So I highly recommend getting that. But like I said, I really wanted to show you guys this Afghan hook set that I got. And it is so much fun. Oh, I have something else to show you. This is kind of off topic. I was going to sit back and work on that for a minute, but I got something else that I want to show you. So my husband and I went to an antique store. Well, I guess, I don't know if you'd call it an antique store. It's more like a resale shop that's set up like an antique store because there's not really anything antique in there. But I was walking through there and I saw something and I was like, oh, I don't need this. But I really want it because I have something similar to it. But I really want it, but I don't need it. And I thought, all right, I saw the price. I'm going to ask if they will call the booth owner and see if they'll take... What did I do? Oh, I asked if they'd take $10 less than what they were offering. And they accepted it. And I was like, dang it, that means I got to get it. Because, I mean, I wanted it, but I don't need it. If they weren't going to take the deal, I would have been fine. But they took the deal, and I was like, I didn't expect that. But look. So, wait a minute. I know. So, the reason they knocked her price down was because her thumb on this hand is broken. And she doesn't have feet. Which I can fix that, no big deal. The thumb, I'm not that worried about. But this is the reason I really wanted her. Look at it. I have one that is so similar to this. But it's plastic and she's smaller. Oh man. There's no way I could find that right now. Man, what did I do with that? Because that's a Finish It Friday project, and if I draw that, I have no idea where that is right now. Oh, yeah, I do. I'll go get it. Hold on just a second. Okay, this is the other one I have. And then you turn its head, and it's got 3 different faces. And my goal is, or my idea is that I'm going to make like some sort of a bonnet. Like that. This one I can't do it because it doesn't have that little knob. But this one, I was going to make a bonnet and then have like a little hole at the top of the bonnet. So then this kind of looks like a pom-pom. Or maybe cover it with a pom-pom somehow, like a hollow pom-pom, and put it over the top. So you can turn the head while it's wearing a bonnet. So when I saw this, I was like, I want it. I don't need it. but I want it really bad. But I got that. So I wanted to show you guys that too. I know some of you probably think that's horrifying, but I love it. I think it's adorable. But anyway, so I cannot stop gushing about this. I'm trying really hard not to pull my stitches off the end. I'm tangled up. But yeah, just practicing and practicing and practicing, learning, you know, how to hold all the stitches on my hook and, you know, keep all of my loops the same tension. I don't want them too tight on one end and too loose on the other, has really helped. And I watched, I remember, if some of you may remember, Jada and Stitches, she did a Tunisian sampler, a stitch sampler Afghan for 2020. Was it 22 or 23? I don't remember when she did that. It was either 2022 or 2023. But she did an introductory video about Afghan or Tunisian crochet, and you know, and I watched that, and then there's a part where she kind of explains how she holds her work and, you know, where she keeps her tension, where she puts her hands. And that helped out a lot because I was like, oh my gosh, I get it. I get it. I got it. Thank you for helping me with that. Because, you know, she said something that really resonated with me. And if you knit, it's so similar to that. She's like, if you knit, you know how you have your stitches all bunched up on the, you know, the two needles on a cable. And she's like, that's how you want to have this. And then you just, you know, move your stitches as you go. And I'm like, I know exactly what she's talking about. I can do that. So yeah. But like I said, learning, you know, when you crochet so many years with one kind of crochet hook, and then you go to a different kind of crochet, a different tip, you know, like the head of the crochet hook is different, you know, meaning from like Susan Bates to Clover, Boy, you know, all those different ones. So learning a new one, that's my challenge right now. And then, of course, this yarn. I will master this, and I will make the greatest Afghan. I'm powering myself up. I can do this. I got this. Of course I'm going to mess up, but that's part of it. There we go. Ta-da! But anyway, like I said, I just wanted to show you guys that. So that is it for me. It's a short one for today, but I wanted to show you guys and kind of, and definitely this. This is so worth it. Especially if you have hooks that don't have the millimeter or the number or the letter or the number on there, or you know, what have you. Anyway, I'm gonna get out of here. Thank you guys for watching. Hit that thumbs up if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you haven't so you don't miss what's next. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.